Welcome to Epicenter. Hello and welcome to Epicenter. So, growing up in the US, we have, Home Depots, we have Lowe's, we have tons of big supermarkets, Targets, Kmart's, Walmart's, but we never had something called a hypermarket. So today I'm gonna go inside and show you what it's like. You've probably seen this all over the news when it comes to Kharkiv, where the Russians blew up one of these during the middle of the day. So we're gonna go in the middle of the day, show you what it's like, and hope we don't get blown up.
Tonight, a massive inferno swallowing a bustling home improvement supermarket in Kharkiv.
They came on Saturday afternoon. 2 bombs slamming into this hardware hypermarket in Kharkiv.
Security camera footage capturing the strike. The gardening season has just started, this man says. There were many, many people inside.
Probably the best way to describe it, it probably reminds you of like a Home Depot or something, because you do have lots of appliance stores. We have a generator, which is really popular now during the blackouts. But you can see we also have like home furnishings, even a florist. And when most Western bloggers and newscasters were talking about what Epicenter was, most of them referred to it either as a hypermarket, which I think most Americans actually don't know what that is, because I didn't know what it was until I moved here. Or they called it like a Home Depot, like a Lowe's, which it kind of is. And I think the reason why they associate it with that is this is the part of the hypermarket that got blown up by Russia that had a lot of CCTV footage. So when people looked around, they're like, yeah, it's a Lowe's or Home Depot. But an epicenter or hypermarket is actually much, much, much more than that. I would say it's more like a mix of Target, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, and a supermarket all in one. If that makes sense. Maybe plus an IKEA and plus some other stuff which I'll show you. So right away you can see people were just shopping for, kind of home goods. This part of it, I would say, definitely looks like an auto zone or something, like a car place. And when people talked about why were there so many secondary explosions, it's because there's like freaking flammable stuff everywhere. I mean, this is like butane. This is some kind of like gas gel. That's a propane cylinder. I mean, like I literally just walked in. This is just like one random section. So yeah, lots of like flammable oils and paints and stuff like this. So things that you would find in like an auto zone. By the way, I just remembered I need to buy windshield wiper fluid. So I'm gonna get some of that before I leave. So aside from all the flammable stuff here, you also have things for like baby seats. So this is why you see so many women here. They're not just hanging out with their husbands. Like there's stuff here for everybody. But to be fair, a lot of them are just hanging out with their husbands. I'll maybe should get a sticker for my Cayenne. Okay, so aside from the stuff I already shown you, I'm going to show you kind of the rest of it. So you can see it's also kind of like a supermarket. So I know like Super Walmart became very popular the last maybe 5 or 10 years, but this is like Super Walmart times 2. It's like really, really like it's so much bigger than any big box American store that I've ever seen. And American big box stores are huge. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I actually don't like Epicenter. I've been here many times before the war. I always try to avoid this place because it literally takes an hour and a half to walk through and look at everything and get everything that you want. And I have a movie that I'm supposed to go watch in an hour and a half from now, or an hour from now. So I'm gonna grab a couple items, but even if I wanted to, I couldn't show you the whole place. Personally, I would rather go to like Target for this, Lowe's for maybe, you know, some home decor store for this, you know, to Home Depot for this, or some home garden center for this. Like, I don't want to, you know, like why is there like a beauty shop inside the Epicenter? Like, do you really need, you know, whatever this stuff is while you're buying like garden stuff? By the way, there's multiple levels as well up there. I think it's lighting and home decor. But yeah, so now you have like the camping section, more tiles. We're back to the home goods. It's just like a really big, weirdly laid out place. Like, it's, I guess hyper would be the word for it, but hyper overstimulating would be the word for it. I like my places separated. Rather, I like IKEA is like big enough. Home Depot is already big enough. Lowe's is big enough. Kmart or Target is big enough. I don't need you to combine all of them into one place. And I definitely don't need a super Walmart and a full-on restaurant inside of my place either. Not even just a restaurant, but like a butcher. There's like a sushi bar here. This kind of reminds me of like Costco sushi you can buy. Here you have a full-on bar and coffee shop with like baked goods. And then here you have frozen seafood, tons of fish and stuff. Like, why would this be in a Home Depot or Lowe's? That makes sense. Like, why would Target have fresh chicken? It's just too much stuff. Like, I understand the concept of having everything in one place, but when that one place is so big that you can't go to all sections anyways, like, what's the point? Here's a restaurant. Thank God they have it, because you get so tired and hungry just shopping here. But the food is actually like pretty good. Look at this. It's kind of like a Pusada Hada style. The nice salads and everything too. Like very reasonable prices. So yeah, when the newscasters or the bloggers say it's like a Home Depot or Lowe's, yes, they're right, but it's so much more. It's literally, as I said, Home Depot, Lowe's, Target, Super, Walmart, you know, grocery store, and maybe a Costco and an AutoZone, all put together in one gigantic multi-floor warehouse. There's an entire bakery here as well, with, you know, pretty good looking bread actually. Like, look at this. Like, this definitely isn't in a Home Depot. Donut shop. And they have a candy shop in here too. Look at this. This is like pick and mix. And like I'm telling you, this is like a full-on supermarket as well. It's not like a little section at, like, you know, I guess at like a super Target or something. They have everything here. And look, there's a PetSmart in here too. Like a full-on pet store. Like, if you need to buy 50 pounds, I can't even lift that. If you want to buy like 75 pounds of dog food, you can. Okay, so we need to add PetSmart to this, and I actually forgot about the home decor, the like chandeliers and stuff. So that's like a IKEA, and we have to add the beauty products. So that's kind of like a Boots or like a, I don't know, wherever you buy beauty stuff, Sephora or something. Not Sephora, but you know what I mean. Okay, so after we escape the fruit and vegetable section, what do we have here? We're in like some paint section maybe? Flooring. So now all of a sudden, like literally, we were just in, I mean, I'm gonna show you, like there's no editing here. I mean, these are the cashiers, but look, here is the fruit and vegetables, energy drinks, and then paint supplies. Who thought it would be a good idea to have a fresh produce one aisle away from paint supplies? Like, and not just like small paint supplies, but these are like industrial flooring. This is why I don't like Epicenter. Granted, Russia shouldn't have bombed it because as you can see, this is a very civilian place. And for those who are saying, oh, Russia really bombed the adjacent warehouse that was storing ammunition, no, that's complete BS.
The remains of 10 people have been identified. 8 others, though, are still missing, leaving some family members desperate for information.
I
am looking for my mother and sister. My dad managed to crawl to the other side. I was in the toilet. I came out a minute later and there was fire everywhere. I think it was impossible to survive there.
So Russia is going to increase their rate of terrorism and mass fear to try to trick Ukraine, force Ukraine into some kind of ceasefire that benefits them. 16 people killed in a Russian strike on a Kharkiv hypermarket. A hypermarket is like, in the United States, a Home Depot or a Lowe's. It's just a construction warehouse store. And the Russians deliberately bombed it with 2 Fab 500s, aerial glide bombs, in broad daylight on a Saturday afternoon to kill as many civilians as possible shopping for their home goods. This is where the hypermarket is located in the city of Kharkiv. These are all residential buildings. Lots of people on a Saturday afternoon walk to this market to do their shopping. And Russia tried to kill as many people as possible in this act of terrorism.
There were hundreds of people that go in and out of this place in the parking lot. They would have seen trucks, military trucks go in and out with ammo. People were there within half an hour or an hour of, exploding. And people would have accidentally shown, hey, look, there's a whole, tank army here, or like military trucks or ammo depots, like just next door. No, it was this thing. And this thing is so big. And I know, because I've been to the one in Kharkiv, like there's not like empty warehouses next door. Like the whole place is a freaking warehouse. It's like Costco. There's not that much like extra, just empty room. Like they're in civilian areas. They're kind of like where your Target is, where your Walmart is. They're not out in the middle of nowhere or some industrial zone. Every epicenter I've ever been to is very close to residential houses, because this is what it's for. It's for people to go shopping. And if you take a look at the satellite footage or the map of the epicenter in Kharkiv, the one that the Russians blew up, there's residential buildings like right next to it and they're like high skyscrapers. So if they were loading military stuff, it would be stupid, because people on the top floors can just see it all the time. And even though I would like to think everybody in Ukraine, is on the right side, I guarantee you there would be some, like the 1% or even less of the pro-Russian idiots who would happily call in and say, hey, I want my $10,000 reward money. There's ammo depot, at the epicenter across the street from my window. Like, people can see it. Like, the Ukrainian military is not so stupid to put an ammo center or a military center somewhere where people can see it from their bedroom window. Does that make sense? So here's the other excuse that Russia would use as propaganda. There's a guy in military clothing. Yes, people wear it all the time. That guy's like 14 or something. But even if he was, military guys go to like Bass Pro Shops. They go to REI. They go to Home Depot. Like, it doesn't mean you can blow up the whole shopping center because they shop there. Personally, I don't think military should be, going to, the supermarket wearing their camo fatigues. I don't think they should drive their camo trucks while going to, going out and about doing stuff because Russia can use that as propaganda. But at the same time, these people are on their way somewhere. You know, they're on leave, they're on rotation, whatever it is. Like, they might only have one car. They can't just, you know, like take the, you know, you can't expect them to take the bus instead of driving their truck. You know, like, it's a civilian place, guys. Don't fall for the Russian propaganda. There's always going to be some, you know, something they could spin to say, oh, look, there's a, you know, an SUV in camo parked in the parking lot, or there's a pickup truck parked in the parking lot that has camo colors. There's a guy in fatigues, you know, therefore it's a military target. It's not. It's a freaking place that sells doors. Okay, and yes, they sell some stuff that maybe some military guys buy, you know, like, you know, green, camo green water jugs, right? But who cares, right? Like, people, you know, Russians are gonna say this, like, oh, this is a biolab. But what is this? I guess it's a hazmat suit. But they probably sell this along with your first aid kits and other explodable items in your Home Depot. Let's quickly go upstairs and show you what else there is. I hope you guys find this interesting, by the way, because before I ever saw this, I never understood what a hypermarket was like. Like, if you tried to explain it to me, I'm like, oh yeah, we have super Walmarts, you know, we have Costco's, and we have big stores, but no, this is like twice the size, maybe even 3 times the size of those. Not in a good way, just it's huge. Absolutely gigantic. And ironically, Epicenter is actually not the cheapest place to buy things. So a lot of Ukrainians don't like shopping here, especially budget-minded ones, because they're like, yeah, it's big. You would think that they would have good prices for everything, but it's actually the same price or more expensive than if you just went to like a smaller store separately. What happened to bulk discounts, guys? Here you can buy a electric scooter, like a vehicle. You can buy your PlayStation stuff. Oh, how much is a PS5? Oh, it's camo. Careful, guys. But yeah, so I know Target has, you know, some electronics, but this is like a full-on electronics store. Like, not like I've been to the one in Target, and yeah, they have stuff, but like they're not gonna have 36 different irons. Not that you need it. Or like all these espresso makers. You know, the more I shop in here, the more I'm reminded why I never come here. Like, why does a store need to sell both the appliances that you cook something on as well as the raw ingredients? Like, name a store where you live. I'm curious. Maybe in the US, there's a store that I just don't know about. Maybe there's like a new Home Depot, Lowe's, Costco built together. Or maybe, you know, I know Costco once in a while they're having an appliance, but they're not going to have like, you know, 30 different ranges or 40 different ranges. They're going to have, you know, 1 or 2. Actually, I take that back. They have like 60 different ranges. Washing machines, what Russia loves to steal. Yeah, look at this. What is this? Oh, it's the outdoor plant center. Look at this. That's cool. Actually, wouldn't mind having something like this. This is cute. But yeah, this is like a Home Depot garden center, I guess, or like a Lowe's. And yes, just like Target or Lowe's or the big fishing store, Big Five, whatever, Bass Pro Shops, yes, they do sell hunting stuff as well as military stuff, but it's just a tiny part of the store. And technically, they're actually separate businesses inside the Epicenter, but it's all kind of tied together. So yeah, you're gonna have some kind of military stuff, but it's for like more like for like fishing than it is, you know, to go get kitted up for the army. But you know, Russians are definitely going to use this as an excuse, saying, "Oh, look at this! It's a, you know, military hat. That's why we had to bomb the whole center with everyone shopping in it." But in reality, I guarantee you, they sell fatigues, you know, or at least camo, in every, you know, city or big store you go to. Right next to their fishing, you know, their bait and tackle. Look, they got compound bows as well. These are pretty cool for hunting, as well as some, you know, shotguns and ammo. Although these might be BB guns, I actually have no idea. But anyways, the whole point of showing you this is no matter what, Russia's gonna find some excuse on why they bombed a place. When in reality, Russia shouldn't be bombing anything inside of Ukraine. They shouldn't have invaded in the first place. They shouldn't be here in the first place. And Ukraine is just like, Ukrainians are just trying to live their normal life. And if they're defending their country, let them defend their country. Stop making excuses on why you bombed it. Just say, Russia can say, look, listen, we bombed it because we want you to give up. We want you to stop fighting. We want you just to be like, it's not worth all the casualties, you know, like all the civilian deaths. Okay, we'll just give up to Russia. Like, just say that, be honest. Come on, Russia, Putin, just say it. Say, oh, люди, украинские люди, слышите, не нужна война, давай в Россию. And then, you know what, at least you'll be honest, right? But instead, he bombs places that sells freaking Lego Super Mario Brother creators just because it's next to a small shop that sells some military stuff. You know, like, clearly it's like 1% of this place, and clearly there's no freaking ammo being stored here. And even if there was, they shouldn't be bombing this anyways. Look at this, like, kids shop here, guys. This is a huge baby area, by the way. Like, it's as big as like a Baby R Us. This, I'm telling you, this epicenters are just too big. Honestly, I'm kind of giving up. Like, if I'm gonna make the movie, I'm gonna have to end this video at some point and stop walking around getting lost in this place. Because, like, now we're inside of a IKEA or something. That's what it looks like to you, right? Oh, guys, I'm exhausted from just walking around. But what do you guys think? What do you think of a epicenter or a hypermarket? A place that is literally a combination of groceries, furniture, home goods, a garden, baby stuff, you know, fishing, outdoor tackle stuff, as well as home goods, car stuff. Would you want this? Would you shop at a place like that if it was near you? Would the convenience be worth, you know, the headache of getting lost in here? Like, imagine trying to meet your wife, if your girlfriend or your friends in here, like, to say, oh yeah, I'm in, you know, whatever section. And ironically, like, there's not even numbers. There's not even like aisle numbers here. It's just this huge, massive place. I'm by the cups and teapots. Come find me. Kid stuff next to sockets. Why? So tell me, would you shop at Epicenter? Would you want this in your country? What do you have that's similar to this?